Okay, today we're going to learn how to change the oil on a four-wheeler. My four-wheeler is a 2000 Polaris Magnum 325. We're going to start off with some safety things. The first thing we've got to make sure is that our brake is locked and that our wheels are chocked, so in case it rolls back, nobody will get hurt. The next thing we got to worry about is our supplies. We have our oil filter wrench, a 17 millimeter wrench, a funnel, our oil, and a 9/16 socket. We're going to start off by opening up the oil fill cap, which is right here. And we're going to take that off. Set it over here so we don't lose it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to drain the oil out. We're going to use our oil drain pan and set it underneath. And in this model, the oil drain plug is at the very back of the four-wheeler. So we're going to come under here with our 9/16 socket, and we're going to loosen the drain plug. Which is right here. We want to be careful so we don't lose the drain plug when we take the drain plug off. And while we let the oil drain, we can wipe our hands with a paper towel. We just want the oil to drain right into the drain pail. And one thing we'll talk about while we're waiting on the oil to drain, all of the specifications for the different parts you need are in the owner's manual. You can download any owner's manual for any vehicle off the internet. It'll tell you exactly what you need. Go back down here and check it. And also while we're waiting, we'll pull the drain plug. There's the drain plug. You don't want to lose it. It's still draining. Once the oil is almost drained out, we can come over here and we can find the oil filter. I found what size filter I needed from the owner's manual. The reason I like these filters is because right here it has a 17mm nut, so you don't really have to use an oil filter wrench to take it off, especially since it's a hard to reach place. So we'll take our wrench and we will put it right here on this nut and loosen it. Until we can spin it off by hand. And once that comes off, we can just set it right in our drain pan. We'll let that drain out a little bit, just wipe it off with a rag. Now we just got to wait for the rest of the oil to drain out of the motor. Once the oil is drained out, we're going to take our drain plug and we're going to put it right back into where we took it out from. We want to make sure the drain plug is in there tight, so that way when we put more oil in, it doesn't leak out. Next thing we want to do is we want to put our oil filter back on. I'm going to remove the plastic from the filter. Sometimes you got to pry it off. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil in the filter itself. Also want to take some of that oil, rub it around the gasket. Bring the oil filter over here, and we're going to put it on the exact same place we took the old one off at. And once we get it hand tight, we want to take our wrench and tighten it about 2/3 of the way past hand tight. There we go. Now the only thing we have left to do is put more oil in it. The owner's manual says we need 2 quarts of 0W40 oil. So we're going to use our funnel, put it in the oil filled reservoir. We're going to put our first quart of oil in. Leave that sitting in, let it drain while we get our second quart ready. We got our second quart of oil. We're going to pour our second quart in. We'll let that drain the rest of the way. After it's done draining, we'll remove the quart of oil. We'll get our funnel out of the way. Find our oil pan, which is right here. We're going to put our oil cap in, screw it down. It threads right on. Then we're going to remove it. Check on our dipstick to make sure we have enough, not too little and too much. And then we're going to thread it right back on. Once it's threaded on, we're going to check everything, make sure there's no leaks from anywhere, which I don't see. Go back over and check the filter, make sure it's on there, and we are done. The only thing left to do is start it up and run it for a few minutes and recheck the oil level and add it if it's low. And that's how you change the oil on a four-wheeler.